This episode had absolutely everything. We had congratulations. We saw our horse run a race. And we also previewed some horse racing too.
Yes, Sydney's starting to heat up. We've got an enormous weekend next weekend with the Golden Slipper at Rosehill, but, you know, this is a little dip our toes in the water type situation, and I can't wait. And I also can't wait to open up my Neds app and have a punt with them, because you can do everything you possibly could ever dream of with the good people at Neds. Get weird and exotic, bet on the win, bet on the place, all that sort of good stuff. I'll tell you what, we were active during Cyclone Freddie last weekend on the profiles, weren't we?
Nothing else to do. So, and I think my followers have got a bit of a bump since last weekend because...
For good reason.
Yeah.
Picking the eyeballs out of them.
ROI. Significant.
Significant.
Yeah.
And you can have enormous ROI if you follow us in for the Coolmore Classic, the Group 1 this weekend, because there's some juice, some meat on the bone that both of us like. Different horses too.
Yeah.
But what is gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.
I need to ask you a question. Be curious, Drifters.
Allegron's won the Brisbane Cup, but it's all Antino. Blake Shin, take a bow. Barraquil, Benny Allen hasn't moved.
Broadside in bobbed, won the Golden Rose.
Pride of Jenni, trying to find the reserves at the 100. She's 3 in front of Mr. Brightside. It's all too late. Pride of Jenni has run them into the night. Switch on the big winner by 2.5 Bellatrix Star.
He's down, Jolly Star. She is a star in the making. Jolly Star bolts in.
It's all Isthmus. She's very smart and fast.
Mate, bit happened yesterday.
Yeah.
Some things of note.
Yeah.
Shout out to Matty Hill, calling 10 of the best at Caulfield, of the best. And then he called the Bulldogs North Melbourne game that night.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The man just doesn't stop working.
So back in the day, it was who was the busiest man in Australia?
Richo?
Richo still is the busiest man in Australia.
I don't think he ever has a holiday.
I don't think he ever does. I don't think he wants a holiday, mate.
Actually, he only has a holiday when his daughter is competing at World Champs.
Yes.
So a Storwell gift winner himself, his daughter also an athlete.
on top, just such an athlete. So on top of Richo being the busiest man in Australia, immaculate style, always looks fantastic, a lot of good headwear, has one of the shiniest noggins in Australia. You combine all of that with the fact that bro was fast.
Yeah.
Bro was fast.
Very fast. Not as fast as some of the horses he tips.
No. Likes a roughie, Richo, apparently.
Yeah, Richo's roughy.
He knows what he's talking about.
He does.
So, look, if he's the busiest man in Australia, Matty Hill might be starting to stake a claim.
I think there's a real... Depending on how good his footy calling gets, I think there's a risk that the racing industry might lose him. Money talks.
Money does talk. And, you know, I wouldn't begrudge him. I wouldn't begrudge him at all.
I think he has a big love for horse racing, though, which you can't really quantify.
No, you can't.
Well-
You can't. You can't at all.
Yeah.
The great game.
You know, like Darren Flindell, when I Won a Merc won yesterday, he said, like, that's a gritty win. Now, there's only one reason why he used that adjective.
Yeah.
Because of Benny Scarf.
Surely.
Yeah.
And say what you like about Benny Scarf. He loves it.
Well, he's brought eyeballs to the game.
He's brought eyeballs to the game. You might not agree with his methods.
No.
And, you know, sometimes he might go through a bit of a streak where he struggles to pick a winner. But don't we all?
Exactly.
Don't we all?
Absolutely. So my point to that comment was, I think horse racing callers, they know that they're fans of the sport and they actually consume it themselves. Finger on the pulse.
Finger on the pulse. Oh, actually, speaking about Matty Hill and calling AFL, I watched the Richmond Carlton game. Was that Thursday night?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they had Matty Hill and Howie calling at the same time. And for me, I'm like, these two, it's too much for one room. You know what I mean? You need to let either one of them cook. When it was actually, I found it a little bit jarring when they were like switching between Do you know what I mean?
Well, sure. You can bet me a Matty Hill and a Howie. I'll raise you a Bruce McAvaney and a Dennis Cometti.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
The runs are on the board.
That is true.
Two absolute alpha males in a room at one time.
Yeah.
And I didn't go like, there's too much Bruce.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's too much piss in this contest. No, that is true. I think just because I don't know if I'd actually ever listened to a game with them both on before. So maybe, and I respect both of them a lot. So maybe it was just someone just like, I don't know how I feel about this. I was spoiled for choice, perhaps. Carlton, lol.
Oh, my God.
Imagine being a Carlton supporter. It would suck.
Yeah. Thoughts out to Dan Garinge.
Yes.
Having to change his name to Richmond Garinge.
Yeah, I saw that. That's
tough.
funny.
That's a tough start to the season.
That is tough. Do you know a tough start to the season?
Mate, the poor Lions, honestly. Reigning premiers, ACL, so they're going to have to go back to win Lincoln Premiership.
Link deserves one.
He does. Charlie, tight calf in the warm-up. I'd say he'll probably miss the West Coast game because why would you bother risking him? But he'll be there for the flag unveiling. Then Kai doing his bloody ankle in the first quarter.
Syndesmosis.
Yeah, so that'll be, I don't know.
It's like 6 weeks.
For a regular injury, 6 to 10 weeks, but for Kai, probably a fortnight. A man of that much aura? Come on, bruh.
Lots of aura. Loads of energy.
Yeah.
Always up and about. You need those.
Then Logan Morris, like Lazarus, coming back.
Yeah.
Getting nearly knocked out, and then he just comes back doing a job because then Starcevich went down in the second half. Yeah, the amount of head knocks he's getting, that's a bit troubling.
That's not good.
Yeah, so just want him to be well. But yeah, poor old Swannies, bruh. Up by 23-24 in the first quarter. Similar stories. Yeah, Lions, kick, 85 points?
Yep.
They kick 60-ish. And then, Lions get the dub. How good.
Just a premiership defence that's got off on the best possible note.
Yeah. Yeah, sluggish start, but aren't we all?
Yeah.
So, premierships aren't won in March, bruh.
No, they're not. They're not.
But yeah, it was a good day. Tons happening in the rugby league as well, which I don't really understand. Just my tipping is in the absolute toilet.
Rugby league is puzzling.
Can I ask you a question? How did the Dragons lose that game yesterday?
How the Dragons lost that game. I don't know how they lost that game. We're in licorice all sorts, unfortunately. I don't know.
You know what I looked past? Wayne Bennett coaching against the Dolphins, his old club, and then the Dragons, and he gets the W's.
That's Wayne Bennett. Great man manager, apparently. Man
manager.
And how about the Raiders against your Bronx?
Ambush.
I think just Raiders in Canberra for any team. They can just be hard to beat sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Bronx have that in them. Reece Walsh does too much. Just do less.
We were saying the exact same thing last night. Bro's trying to overplay his hand. When you've got so much strike power in your team, you just pop up at the right time, bruh.
Just hold on to the footy, bruh, and run at 90% speed because it's still quicker than everyone else.
Exactly. Off the mark acceleration through the roof.
Just chill.
Chill.
Just relax.
Chill, bright eyes.
Yeah. Eyebrows?
Strong eyebrows.
Strong hairline.
Good hairline. I'm jealous of that.
Yeah. Should we talk some horse racing? We're 8 minutes in.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's what we're paid to do, but hey, we have a captive audience that want to hear all our thoughts.
Yep. The great world of rugby league and the great world of AFL. Back in full swing. It's good to see.
Only the one Group 1 yesterday. We have 6 to talk about next weekend.
Excuse me?
Yeah. 6 of them.
And kicking off the Group 1 tipping competition next week. Seen some drifters sign up already.
Tons.
We'll keep pushing that out through socials. But we're starting off with a bang, 6 Group 1s. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's real heavy stuff. Do you want to give a bit of a background? Because, we have a captive audience probably at this stage of the podcast.
Yeah, to slowly peter off.
Yeah,
yes, so drifters, the tipping comp. Starting next Saturday, Golden Slipper Day, there's 6 Group 1s, so 5 at Rosehill and then 1 at the Valley, the William Reid Stakes. Free to enter. Our tipping competition is going to last through to day 2 of the championships. It's 17 Group 1s in total. Free to enter, like I said, and the winner takes all. It's $1,000 prize money that we've earned.
1, 2, 3, 4 figures.
4 figures, exactly. And, across 4 weekends, that's $250 per weekend. What's your hourly rate? Not much. Mm-hmm. Probably. Because guess what you're doing on a Saturday? Sitting on the couch. You're not working.
No.
But money could be working for you if you enter this tipping competition for free. We've got a website, www.onthedriftpodcast.com. You can sign up through there. If you signed up for the tipping comp last year, you probably don't need to do that again. But just in case you want to or whatever, you'll start seeing emails being pushed through anyway.
Done. Housekeeping. I feel like the house is in order. It's tidy.
Yeah,
it's clean.
I didn't do that this afternoon, actually.
Yeah. All right. 1 Group 1, the Coolmore Classic. Genuine pace. Real pace, as Tubby Taylor would say.
Yes. Pace. Real pace. I miss Tubby a bit.
Yeah.
Although he's on Triple M, isn't he?
Well, he still does the Ashes.
Yeah,
and he does, Triple M is good.
Oh, I'm semi-retired, effectively. And so he should be.
Well, mate, Fujitsu's basically put him into retirement.
He's actually a big celebrity in Japan. Yeah. They love him over there.
Yeah. He would have been to a few air conditioning seminars
He
in
certainly would
his time.
He certainly would have. Coldest house in Australia, apparently.
So Lady Shenandoah and the rest of that Coolmore Classic field, they would have led by 26 lengths in front of Lazura and those fillies and colts, and 16 lengths in front of I Won't a Merc to the 600 metres. So rightfully, they would have petered out in that last 600 metres, but still on overall times, they would have beaten I Won't a Merc by 11 lengths.
Yep.
And Lazura and the other in the far lap by 20 overall.
Oh,
so
they went quick.
Very quick, real pace. Lady of Camelot has run super because I reckon she was facing the breeze pretty much the entire time. So we have been a big, I guess, criticism of that horse. We've been against her. Has a lot of talent. She still runs a bloody good race each time, though.
She's a good, tough on-pace horse. And if it wasn't for Lady Shenandoah, she'd have, obviously wouldn't have won this one, but she would have won the surround. There's not a lot of Golden Slipper horses who've probably done that. The Golden Slipper into a surround stake. So, she's full credit to her. She's super tough. Timmy Clark gave her every possible on a hot pace. She was so tough. But
all honours the winner?
Mate, all honours the winner. I thought she was good, don't get me wrong. But to win that race with
those
probably
conditions.
not 54.5 kilos, probably 55, maybe 55.5.
Maybe. There was nothing in the steward's report, so you have to take it at its word that she was at that weight. But like, for instance, Nash was on whoever he was on at different stages and half a kilo over. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because he's mate, his goggles are 500 grams.
They're made of solid gold.
That's exactly. He says to the connections of the horse and the trainer, he's like, look, I'm riding your horse half a kilo over. And they're like, but it's 58. He's like, these are pure gold, bruh. They're like, well, why don't you wear different ones? He tells them to fuck off.
Yeah. He's like, do you want my services or not?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Do you want the hottest guy in Australia on your horse or not?
He finishes a cigarette and flicks a butt at it.
And they spontaneously combust. And Nash is walking away as the explosion is happening in the background as he's putting on his pure gold goggles. Oh, Nash, he's so hot.
He is.
But mate, for her to win that race against the older horses, carrying 54.5 kilos for a filly off that hot pace, what do we have here?
I think we have good horse. J-Mac after the race said basically you won't see her out to a mile. Or you might see her out to a mile as a 3-year-old, but you won't see her past. She'll be a sprinter.
Jolly Star.
Yeah. So Chris Wall has a decision to make come Everest time. Because I reckon this girl might be... Yeah, she'll be in the conversation. Depends who the connections are, because she... Arrowfield, is it?
Hermitage. I think Arrowfield's in the ownership, but the red and green Autumn Sun Silks are Hermitage thoroughbreds. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, I'm sure there's some sort of connections that will have some sort of connection to a slot for her for an Everest.
If
be it
you're-
Chris Waller or otherwise.
If you've just brought it up then, I'm sure the connections have probably already had a conversation.
exactly, mate.
But yeah, wow. Do you know what, though? It's Lady of Camelot, good for racing. Just like, and we'll talk about her later, Pride of Jenni, good for racing from a injecting pace into the race to see who actually is, as David Gator-Gately would say, who's the best athlete. And we've got so many Group 1s where they're just not run at a genuine tempo. And a perfect example was Jolly Star. First up, wasn't a Group 1, but they absolutely walked and it just agitated her. Whereas the Newmarket, at a more genuine pace, you got to see the best of her. So Lady Shenandoah clearly just has oodles of talent, and I hope that Lady of Camelot and her have more ding-dong battles in the future over sprint distances, because it means it's probably going to be a genuine tempo.
Yeah, Minar was setting this pace. She returned okay, beating 3 lengths back into 5th. But Zingerberger, who got scratched on race day because she had a cut to her forehead.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah, so
unfortunate.
And it was kind of in line with the, not track upgrade, because it didn't get upgraded during the day, but I saw that, I was like, damn. So, my on top selection didn't get a run for her money. But Firestorm,
Yeah.
hell of a run.
Great run.
But in general, probably the best part of the track, they were lengths off the fence yesterday.
Yeah. Lengths
Interesting.
off.
Which on a hot day, rail true, maybe. I don't know. I thought the fence could have gotten like a bit of a fast lane on it.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like Rosehill in general, like they do come out a fair bit in general, don't they?
Yeah, maybe.
Like 6 lanes, maybe?
Yeah, well, it was heightened yesterday.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially early. I feel like
Yeah.
if you were in the inside lanes, you were just going up and down in one place.
Yeah, absolutely. Which was, I didn't expect that. But, Firestorm, hell of a run. Obviously the breakneck tempo suited her.
Absolutely.
She could jag a Group 1 against her own sex.
Yeah. Yeah. She had 51.5.
Oh, is that all she had?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Barry 13, negative, as we were doing the preview, positive. But she also jumped slow. Like, she was a long way last. She was like 3 lengths off the chasing pack. So she came from an absolute age back. She was about a length or 2 lengths behind Lady Shenandoah in the straight, and then she just really got into her work the last 100. Sheila said, I was actually surprised how close she got. And so was Darren Flindell. He's like, that was. I'm paraphrasing for Darren, but he said that was fucking close.
It was close. She dove at it.
Yeah. Did this question get answered for us? A better, more genuine lead-up run is one that's run at a genuine tempo. Amelia's Jewel versus Lady Shenandoah. Both of them weighted poorly. Amelia's Jewel was flat.
Yeah.
Up and down in the one spot.
Yeah. Because it was effectively a trial run first up.
Like 15 to 20 lengths slower than Lady Shenandoah and Lady Camelot. And those two have run 1-3.
Yep. I think it's answered the question.
Alentia ran well into 4th. But yeah, I think it's answered our question, right?
Yeah. But then what if this was a sit and sprint? I don't know, who would that suit? I don't know.
But I think the writing was on the wall that this was going to be run at a genuine tempo.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
It was. I think there was some genuine concern when Zingerberger got scratched because they were like, "Where's my pace, bruh?"
Yeah, exactly.
But fear not.
Yeah, exactly. Amelia's Jewel apparently friendless in the betting as well. Like, they couldn't write a ticket for a big drifter.
850.
She was 5 maybe
ish.
Yeah, so I couldn't write a ticket. Yeah. It wasn't the right setup for her. I don't like putting a mare like her into a race like that where she's going to have to lug a lot of weight. And was it the grand final, or would the Queen of the Turf be the grand final? But after that run, as she lost a bit of confidence for the prep, I just didn't like it from the outset.
But yeah, Lady Shenandoah, hell of a filly. She'll probably go to the Queen of the Turf.
Yeah, or do you reckon they tip her out?
what was that, 3 runs for the prep?
Yeah.
That's all she needs.
2 Group 1s.
Then just get her on the sprinting program sooner rather than later.
Yeah,
or
I think so.
Just a little let up and come to Queensland. They won't do that.
They don't need to do that. But
So how many? She won 3 now? Group 1s?
Group 1s, 3 Group 1s and 7 starts.
Impressive.
Yep. She's very good. Very good. Just how good, I think we'll probably know in 12 months' time.
Well said. Now, we were both keen on Lazura,
Yes.
who won the far lap. Now, as I kind of said, walked in this contest. Tommy Berry basically was like, well, if no one else is going to sit out the lead, I will. And just kind of went like this into a bit of a rhythm and said, see you, bruh. Won
Yep.
by 2 lengths.
Yeah, easy. Easy watch. She's a striking filly, actually.
And she's, would you classify her as black?
Brown black.
Yeah.
Like an I wish I win.
Yeah, very nice. Decleachy Boulevard got absolutely smashed in betting. Didn't understand it.
I didn't understand it.
Is that the smart money from Ronnie? Ronnie's comments? He's like, I'm really, really keen on this girl. It's
He's a better judge than us.
he is a fantastic judge, but with all due respect, Ronnie, if you're just looking at like the previous like lead up runs, sure, Decleachy Boulevard was doing Decleachy Boulevard things running through the line. But I don't know, the more I see it with like, oh, they're both our schnitzel. But like Lazura runs more like a schnitzel, I feel, than Decleachy Boulevard, if that makes any sort of sense.
It does. Lady Shenandoah's a schnitzel filly.
On speed, just off the pace.
Yep,
you know?
versatile.
Whereas Decleachy Boulevard, I could see her running out to 2,000 metres or even further, but then she's our schnitzel. So I'm like, her breeding suggests she can't do that.
He's just a lottery schnitzel. Making me hungry.
Gringzinger burgers, schnitzel.
Exactly, yum.
Might have to have chicken
You
for
might need
lunch.
some chook. There's some roast chook. Yeah, so Lazura was a nice and easy win. And it just goes to show, like, exactly, if you're going to put yourself on pace, there's so many races that they walk, you're just going to, it's a better bet.
Yeah, it is a better bet. It is. Now, what else happened on the card? Should we talk these 2-year-olds?
Yeah, absolutely.
Skyhook. Now, you mentioned that horse's name earlier in the card.
Yep.
Impressive win. Goes out there. Riding was on the wall from his last start. Arguably unlucky, but goes out there, kind of dominates it from the front and wins by 3 lengths.
Yeah.
I think he's into 3rd favourite in the slipper now, off that performance.
Had no luck in the start before. Can't remember what the name of that race is.
Is that the Rivellino race?
Yes. Whatever that race is called. That's not the Inglis, though, is it? It was because Rivellino won the Inglis and then he...
The Millennium. Yeah, then whatever that second start was.
Yeah.
In that packed finish.
Yes.
There was about 6 of them within a length.
So... So Skyhook, was clearly the unlucky runner in that race. Sometimes that can be a bit of a betting trap if you see an unlucky runner and you dive in again. But Karen McAvoy, to his credit, just took all bad luck out of the equation, led the field up and just said, see you later, guys.
Mate, how's this for a comment after the race on that horse? He's a nice colt moving forward and he was just athletic out of the gate. So I thought, right, if there's nothing quicker than me, I'm just going to go get into a comfortable stride, and that's what he did. He pricked his ears, and I actually asked Jason, a barrier attendant behind the gates. He works for Gerald Ryan, and he said he's been leading in his work. So I thought, right, if he ends up in front, he's going to be used to that scenario. Simple stuff. That's
Really?
almost too much sense.
Yeah, it's almost like 2 + 2 = 4, Karen. Funny that, but I cannot back anything out of that stable.
Nah.
Can't do it.
No.
But he's a genuine chance in the slipper.
Yeah.
Based off that.
Especially for what we've seen with the Colts. They haven't been running time. This was the first time where they're basically on par with the fillies in terms of times. And times are not everything.
No, they're not.
But, I mean, they could mean something.
Well, if the fillies are finishing in faster time every single time, then that would suggest that they're going faster. Like,
Does that make sense?
does that
Drifters?
make any sense?
Yeah, I reckon it might. But he's into $7 Skyhook. Now Wotan's $5, Tempted $5.50, Skyhook $7s. Within the law at $9s is still madness to me. Utter madness. Devil Knight 11s, King of Pop at 11s.
Devil Knight 11s.
Bella Zane at 12s.
Okay. Within the law, do you know why she's 9s? Is because she's a Björn horse
Yeah.
and they're disrespecting her.
Yeah,
But Björn is
on fire.
airborne.
Yeah.
And-
Bjorn.
And do you know what? Would not surprise me if we're watching that race, wherever it may be, next Saturday, and we're all geared up. It's one of those few races each year where like I get amped up just around the barriers and whatever. Mm-hmm. And she wins the race, and you just think to yourself, of course you did.
Yeah.
Bjorn's flying.
Yeah.
Björn.
Yeah.
She's been super consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Darby's won it before with those silks. It all makes sense.
Similar price. She
Yeah.
Will Reign was 20 grand. This girl's 30.
She only 30 grand.
Yes. Yeah, mate. So
The dream is still well and truly alive, Drifters. That's unbelievable.
I know. Like the comparisons, except She Will Reign was a tough on-speed filly.
Yeah.
Where Within the Law just absolutely rattles home from the back. So it's
Yeah.
like hard in your mouth sort of stuff. But basically any barrier for her doesn't really matter.
No.
I prefer in close because I'm getting a better
First
run.
5.
Exactly. That'd be perfect. Because they fan.
Yep.
Like, yeah, do I need to repeat myself? I've been saying this for 5 years.
You don't have to.
But yeah, Skyhook could absolutely win the slipper at $7. Interesting. I don't know. That's a bit short for me.
Number 8, State Visit. He looked phenomenal.
Yeah.
Black Horse by Wooten Bassett out of Celebrity Queen. We know that horse.
Which one was that?
Celebrity Queen was the thing that dead heated with Portland Sky and the Oakley Plate.
Really?
Was it Celebrity Queen?
I don't know about that. Let me have a look. Maybe you're right. Celebrity.
Oh, I've been wrong plenty of times before.
Celebrity Queen. You could be right. Results. This guy.
Yes.
Pulse sort of stuff.
Oh,
Well done.
so that's a blue blood colt. Looked super. Ran home nicely. Could be another one for the size produce. But Skyhawk all honours.
Yeah. Okay. Comedy. He's now out to $101 in the slipper. Now, he was 4 out of 5 lame after the race. So that's
nearly as lame as you can possibly be.
yeah, like 80%.
He's 80% lame.
So, and he was still running through the line. So, I don't know. I'm still a comedy guy. Maybe the size, maybe the champagne.
Maybe.
If they continue on that way,
Yeah.
he might be 3-year-old.
Or he could pop up in a different set of silks if for a different trainer
Or
very shortly.
nah, he's not that bad.
No, he's not. You forgive.
Could we see him in Queensland for a JJ Atkins?
We could.
Interesting. Godolphin haven't really targeted the JJ. They're more traditionalists, I would say.
Well, they won it with broadsiding last year.
Oh, true. Forgot about that.
But no, in general, you are correct.
Okay. Now, the fillies. I mentioned Memo's name on Wednesday, and to be honest, come Saturday, I forgot the memo. Completely forgot. Kieran, a race-to-race double for the 2-year-olds. Yeah, she has a smart turn of foot, this girl. Finally put it together. So, I could potentially see her featuring in the finish if she heads that way. She is $26 in the slipper. They run similar times, like to the eye, it's probably more impressive Skyhook, but times are similar as well. So who knows? I think the slip is wide open.
It is wide open.
Yeah. All right. Other results on the day. Vauban.
Yes.
Crikey.
Yes.
Out to $9 he got. From the back, TC got the bob on the line. Nice win.
Yep.
Really great win. He
Yep.
looked super.
He did.
He looked really good.
He looked good.
His trials were good. just at 2,000 metres. I feel like these Europeans, right, if they win over 3,200, if they win over like 3,500, they're more suited to like the 2,400 here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just out of that stable, like, you know he was going to be fit and ready to go.
Yeah.
But usually, like, when the Europeans drift like that, it's just don't touch him at all.
Well, he's an Aussie now, mate.
He's an Aussie.
He's in Australian bloodstock still.
He is. And Linda Mann had some elite form as well, so he had to carry a little bit extra weight, though.
58 versus 56.5, yeah.
Yeah, so...
Same weight, level weights with Arapaho.
He's come back well this prep. He ran well last start.
Sure.
He could feature in the Tancred. I'm guessing that's where Vauban's going.
Surely.
You'd have to.
Yeah.
So it could be an interesting little race. The Tancred, I think. Great return. Super. It's exactly what they would have wanted to have seen, having spent $2 million on him.
So, the Sky High Stakes, right, 2,000 metres, Group 3, set weights and penalties. A grand prize of $350,000. For first, they win 198 large. So 10% of their
10% of their cash back. It's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, it is.
It's a step in the right direction.
Yeah. But if you had to put that in like counter kind of comparisons, we probably got that from winning, a benchmark 60 on a Wednesday at Doomben.
That is true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. And Godspeed to the connections. You know, last night wasn't sleepless, but, you know.
But starting 9-1 helps.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Last night wasn't sleepless for them. They finally got some rest.
Yeah. Yeah, finally. After months of going like, what have I done?
What have we done?
Crikey. All right. Yeah, Eagle Nest wins. Like, that was just that was annoying. Annoying little race, that, with Pisanello. He was about $3-ish on Wednesday when we were doing the podcast. I was keen on him, bet accordingly, and I just had this nagging little feeling in me. I'm like, I reckon he's a half a run short. And when the speed came out of the contest with Omni-Man as well, probably didn't set up 100% well for him. And he's run through the line so well.
Yes.
Big step up. Was icky about the trials over the distance, 1,100 metres, but it was still a good run.
Yeah, it was. It was. And like, you know, sometimes it is frustrating because I was keen on him as well, and you're just looking for that result.
It was like 80% of the things that I wanted to see were there, but the 20% was still like hanging on my mind.
And yeah, absolutely. And Eagle's Nest, like, come on, man. Like, and there's no way in hell.
Yeah.
That I would have.
Got not smashed, but supported into 650 from about $11. So there was some support there as well, but not my support. Pericles ran well into fourth as the top weight. He was fine.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I won't Merck got the chockies with a ding-dong battle.
It was a ding-dong battle.
Between Willa Dow.
Yep.
Sure. Group 2, would you believe it?
That was Group 2?
Yeah.
Sheesh. Yeah, Pericles, like the triplet. He's the ugly duckling at the moment and then the out of the triplets.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, Golden Mile's pretty ugly. He came back fat as a bus.
Yeah, but bro was living the good life for about 6 months there.
He was. May God bless him.
We will see Golden Mile in Queensland.
Absolutely, we will.
100%.
1,000,000% we will.
Yeah.
We actually might see Pericles as well.
What,
in like a Doomben Cup.
In different silks or something?
I don't know if he'll be in different silks. I think that was a Forgive run yesterday as a toppy.
Yeah, he ran fine. Can you find J-Mac when the market finds him? You know what I mean? Like, he was on a few yesterday to Cleachy Boulevard. I wasn't on him there. But Harlan Queen in the last?
No, I wasn't on Harlan Queen.
Yeah, I was. And
No, I was on the Vampire.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was the last play for me.
Yeah, right. Gotcha.
Needed it. I just liked the Vampires run before. And Harlem Queen, she was first up, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, so no, thank you.
Yeah. Now there is something. Oh, actually, let's get the horse racing out of the way first. But Pride of Jenni.
Yeah,
Wow.
phenomenal return.
Ninth prep, first win, first up.
Yep, over 1,800 metres, no less. Like I said on the podcast on Wednesday, the victim had Zardozi on top, but wasn't a betting proposition.
Had to by default,
Yeah.
I feel.
Yep.
I've always had the opinion of Zardozi that she's better with cutout
Yeah.
as well.
She was just off the bit a long way out though. So Pride of Jenni must have rattled along as per.
Oh, of course. And Zardozi's also come back dour. Like, could she go to a Tancred? Is that going to come too soon?
I think she's going to go.
Probably not a bad
Aussie,
lead up.
I think she's going to go Aussie Cup. Yeah, I think she's going to go Aussie
Oh,
Cup.
Flemington's her track though.
Yeah, pray for some rain. And then from there, it's like, do we stick at 2,000 metres this prep and then aim her at a cup again next year? In the spring, sorry? I don't know. She should, but she's dour. She should be going towards the Sydney Cup.
Brisbane Cup. She'd win that.
Should win that for sure. And she'd be a great name to have on the honour roll. Alongside Celino.
Allegron.
Alongside Allegron.
Yeah, Pride Jenni though just went out and just went like, hey guys, remember me? I'm a bully.
Yeah, she went super.
Yeah, $3.80. Couldn't possibly.
No.
Needed to see it.
Yep.
Especially coming off a bleed, but they can run really well off a bleed.
They can.
So, but yeah, congratulations to the connections of Pride of Jenni.
Yep.
Now, one thing I wanted to there was a question. Didn't ask for questions, but this question was asked. Lachlan Tognella, will the Midway Moral ever lose again? So I've had a look back at the Sydney Source's work. The 8th of February, so when we started this season of the podcast, my Diamond Lil just, clip off the pads, $1.75.
Bang.
Whatever.
You're just turning over cash that way.
15th of Feb, Catch the Glory ran second last.
Second last.
Did have the $5.50 highway winner though. So that's not nothing.
That's not nothing at all.
Then this is where we really get into our work.
And that was in, what was that? February the 20...
That was February the 15th. So February the 22nd,
Okay.
Rush Attack wins 3 wide, no cover and fell in at $7.
That's one.
Catch the Glory, who ran second last, the Source backs his horse, brained him at $7.50.
Two.
So that's $7.50.
7 and 750.
Pocketing at $2.80. Now, if you're going to bowl one on leg stump on my pads, I have to put it away.
You have to put it away. And only just, but
Yeah.
that's 3 in a row.
3 in a row. And then So Good, So Cool. Just bang, 4 in a row. $6.50.
Double hat trick.
Yeah.
And okay, so Drifters, you're telling me that, we're pocketing $2. The other ones were like $6 or $7. Yeah. What more could you possibly want? If you're putting $10 on each of those horses,
That's your cash. You're playing with theirs.
you've got like $230, $240.
You're playing
from
with
a $40
theirs.
from a $40 outlay. What are you talking about?
You're playing with theirs for the rest of the meeting.
Exactly.
So,
What more could you want?
yeah. So, yeah, bit of a disappointing day, just more so from getting a run for my money. Two of the Source's top picks were scratched.
True.
So
That's frustrating.
So 2 from 8.
That's good. Mate, the victim was Ophir.
Oh, really?
Oh, I had an absolute and a shocker too. Like
They
2
had-
placings.
they-
They had a shocker. Like 2 placings.
Oh, really?
And if you actually go through the Stamford's profile for a lot of those horses, we're talking
Short.
sub 4s.
Oh, no.
It was a disgusting day. And a lot of them were in positions in running where they had the right to launch, and not a single one of them ran on.
Yeah. So talking to that, I was actually looking at this because I found it interesting. Sorry, let me get up Benegill first because I had a feeling that horse. Okay, Benegill came from the back, but I was looking at the
Position in running?
Banker's Choice first, Marigold second, Samangu fifth, Tatsumaki at first, Bendigill ninth, Pride Jenni, Winner's Edge, Magor, Regal Zeus first. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 were first to this 400, and then one of them was second.
Yep.
So potentially either a tempo related or
You know, if it was a track bias thing, like the victim would have liked to have known that in advance. However, sometimes you got to roll with the punches, particularly, you know, when both the source and the victim have been on an absolute heater.
Well,
You can't continue forever.
no, and it's almost like the loss you needed to have.
Oh, particularly on a weekend like that. It was a dross weekend, mate.
You're bringing that out in the third week of March?
Victorian owners, breeders,
No.
incentive scheme?
No. Not good enough. NGE.
That's disgusting.
Well, let's leave that in the rear vision mirror as it deserves.
Yeah.
So we've kind of talked to the slipper market. I have, two live tickets at this stage. One at 20-1 for Within the Law and one at 20s and 40s for comedy, which is now looking at gross unders.
Hey, one of them's good, the other one not so much.
Yeah, but that's the game we play. Now the Rosehill Guineas, 2,000 metres for the 3-year-olds.
Get this market up.
Broadsiding at 250, Gold Rush Guru 3, Swift Falcon at 5s, Feroce at 11s with Aliana and Shanwa at 15s. Treasure at the moment is 17s, but she probably wouldn't be heading there.
Tell you what, if she was 17s in this race, you know what your boy would be doing. That'd be an all-in bet. But she's not going to go there. What are you thinking?
Well, there's no possible way I could bet in the futures market here because you put so much doubt on broadsiding for me because you reckon he's heading towards George Ryder.
I think he is, yeah.
Weather is important.
Yeah.
Fine during the week. So it's going to be a good track come Saturday.
That's good, though.
Yeah.
We like that. Although it'd be interesting to see how the track plays. But anyway, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. It's a fascinating little race. Fascinating. I thought Gold Rush Guru was good last start. Broadsiding was good on a hot pace. I'm assuming Linebacker's going to the Donny. He must be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would have to be.
I don't know. I think you probably default to broadsiding then.
Yeah.
Because he's the only one over 2,000 metres that is proven aside from Gold Rush Guru, but he's a Derby winner.
Ran third in the Cox Plate. Yeah. I reckon, did Castelvecchio win Rosehill Guineas?
Yes, and at a price as well.
Yeah, after running second to Liga Assura in a Cox Plate.
Yeah, he ran super that day.
Yeah. Arguably his career best performance.
Yeah, absolutely. I think no one was beating Liga Assura that day.
No. So broadsiding ran third in a Cox Plate. Probably have to be the default, but the shine's kind of come off him a little bit, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
He did win first up.
He did. Yeah. He did. He had the perfect run in transit. Perfect run in transit.
Interesting.
I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about. Okay, Gold Rush Guru. You know, am I prepared to take him on because he's a Derby winner? Maybe he's a bit dour. He ran super last start though, and then you're like, okay, well, can Aliana or Swift Falcon turn the tables on broadsiding over 2,000 metres? Potentially.
Yeah. Well, Swift Falcon in the Spring Champion, the connections or the stable was like, well, he clearly doesn't run 2,000 metres, which I'm not.
Man, he's by exceedance.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know.
Doesn't make any sense.
So I think we'll know for sure. And it's like, will he actually be here? Will they just like kind of pack him up for Doncaster? I feel like
maybe.
That's his race.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
So interesting because like Gold Rush Guru at $3 is awfully short anyway because he's probably a way better bet if broadsiding and Swift Falcon aren't here.
Yeah.
As well. But he's going to be $2, where then Aliana would start sub 10s, and she's probably a better bet to me, you know? So it's kind of just all over the shop.
Yeah, interesting little race.
Now, the George Ryder, Fangirl at 250, Cheer Wolf at 460, Another Will at 6s, Raw Patronage at 9s, Steffi Magnetica 11s, Alma Beer.
Willie Haggis horse.
Yes, 13s with broadsiding. AJ at 17s, longer the rest.
Yep.
Buckaroo at 26s rather.
Interesting.
But first up with some of these like third up.
What would his
Would be
grand
tough.
final be? Queen Elizabeth, I assume.
Yeah, we haven't seen him yet though.
No.
He's starting very late. Maybe he's had a setback. Maybe.
Maybe.
But was he going to? No, he didn't go to Perth, did he? That was the other one.
That was light infantry, man.
Okay.
Fangirl will be hard to beat. Should be hard to beat. Cheer Wolf. To see the best of him, we need a genuine pace, which is why he won an Epsom, because they typically run at a pretty good pace, and why he won the King Charles, because Pride of Jenni was in the race. So for me, these sit and sprint Group 1s, I don't think he's ever going to feature. But this could be a more genuine tempo, because it looks like it's going to have a full field, and it looks like it's going to be competitive.
Raw Patronage will set a genuine tempo.
He could win again.
Yeah.
He wouldn't shock me.
Yeah. He's tough. He's very tough. But
Steffi, hopefully her code improves. Dog shit last start. Dog shit. Couldn't believe it.
Pericles at $26. Quick backup.
I'd love to see him in this race.
Light Infantry Man at $26 wouldn't be the worst. He was okay in that All-Star Mile.
Yeah, he was good. He's not a very big horse, actually. Or maybe just because he was next to Another Will, because Another Will's pretty big. But anyway.
Because he debuted over this distance in a Golden Eagle in Australia, didn't he?
Yes. Yes, he did.
And your comments were glowing.
His overseas form was elite, and he's just started to find that again.
Yeah.
It took me a long time to acclimatise. Too long.
Sometimes it does. So, yeah, that's another tough market. The Ram Vet, Via Sistina at $1.50. Dubai Honour at 5s. Faulkner Park at 8s. Moira at 9s. Alma Beer at 11s with Linda Mann. Full Count Felicia at 15s. And Zardozi at 15s.
If it's a wet track, brings Dubai Honour right into the race, but
Won't be.
But it won't be. So VSSN will be incredibly hard to beat.
The Galaxy is 1,100 metre handicap. Private Harry at 270. Briasa at 4s. Traffic Warden at 8s. Headwall at 11s. Jetta Beale at 13s with Kaimochi. Front Page, the first up specialist, at 15s with Lady Laguna. Espionage, 17s with Estriella. And Growing Empire, Mumbai Muse.
There's a big boom on Private Harry. He's a fresh colt on the scene. $2.70 is awfully short for a horse who's stepping up into Group 1 company, albeit in a handicap. Headwall, I was backing this horse on in benchmark races in the springtime at a big price, and he ran second. He was 20 to 1. And yeah, he's run super in a Newmarket and an Oakley Plate. So Headwall at 11s creates some interest if he's actually going to be here. Traffic Warden?
Yeah.
What's he doing?
I think he's a bit of a Goldilocks to me. Very colty. And
Yeah.
why was he taken out of the Newmarket?
I can't remember, but he was scratched for something was wrong with him.
Setback.
Yeah.
At this, albeit this is not a vintage editions, but I feel like he still needs to kind of maintain that first up performance that we saw and in the spring. So he was fine first up, but yeah, I don't know. Kaimochi was a good return over the 1,000.
She was fantastic.
So, but she'll probably be lugging a little bit of weight.
She will be as a Group 1 winner.
But at 1,100 metres, I think she's a bit of a robust type of mare, though.
She's robust.
Has that Japanese stock in her.
Yep.
But yeah, Growing Empire, the shine's gone off him too. These 3-year-olds are not the early season of 3-year-old form. Is it translating for the boys?
No, it's not.
Feroce won a Group 1 for God's sake.
You're right. Yeah, the boys of the Traffic Wardens and the Switzerlands and the And the broad sidings were like, geez, this is a really strong crop of 3-year-olds, but they just haven't taken the next step into the autumn, which is unfortunate. But, on the flip side, like, where was Lady Shenandoah?
Exactly.
Aliana, we haven't seen Autumn Glow yet. And Treasure of the Moment, obviously she was fantastic on the back end of the spring. She's gone to a new level. I think she's the best. But yeah, interesting little race, the Galaxy. And then what else have we got?
The Billy Reid.
The Billy Reid as well.
1,200 metres way for age. Jimmy at $4. Benny Dedder at 7s with Jolly Star. Private Harry is there as well, but I'd say
He's going to the Galaxy.
Yeah, he's going to the Galaxy. Komochi at 8s. This is probably a better setup for her.
Absolutely. She ran super in the Manikato, didn't she?
She did. So
third, maybe?
Maybe fourth.
Yeah.
Maybe third. I reckon she might have been the first mare home, if memory serves. Maybe. I don't know. Who won that night?
Southport Tycoon.
Beating Growing Empire.
Yep.
Maybe she ran third or fourth.
Maybe.
Anyway.
Jimmy Star will be hard to beat. Komochi, yeah, much better race for her down there. And Benedetta, she's always there or thereabouts.
Yeah. I did see this morning post on RaceNet that Mr. Brightside was in George Ryder Markets, but he's been taken out. So he's had a bit of a setback.
No, they're freshening him up for a journey to Hong Kong.
But he did have a setback. He got a...
did he actually?
He had a bruise on one of his hooves.
Oh.
Yeah, from a rogue nail or something. Yeah, so... but yeah, he's going to the all-aged in the hoping for a wet track there, I'd say. And then he's going to the Champions Mile over in Hong Kong.
Cool. Interesting.
Zach Lloyd got suspended. So he's out for day one of championships.
Naughty boy. Always gets suspended.
Yeah.
It's his Achilles heel.
He has some talent, though.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
Heir apparent type stuff.
Yeah. That's it. But yeah, it was a, good, it was a solid day racing.
It was a filler.
Yeah.
It was a filler day.
Before the real big boy sort of stuff.
Yep.
3 weeks of, real horny stuff.
So horny.
Yeah.
Really horny. Really looking forward to next Saturday. It was always a great day. Can't believe we're there already.
I know. We need to organise what we're doing for it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'll be watching the races somewhere.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Tipping comp, enter. You'll see that across our socials. You would have received an email, but make sure you enter for that. But we will be back on Wednesday, and it'll be a big one.
It will be a big one. Keep an eye out in your spam/junk folders for an email from us, potentially, if you haven't seen it. So, yes.
All right.
Onwards and upwards.
God bless.